Let's go on then to some different ways that we can increase people's engagement on Zoom. And I saw this meme and I thought it was pretty funny, right? We're slowly moving beyond that. But if you're not using Zoom all the time, then these things are all kind of new, right? And you need to practice them a couple of times. And I think one of my big messages for you is just don't learn how to do something half an hour before you're doing a session. Some of these things you really do need to practice. Okay, so the reactions button can be really a very easy way to just get people's engagement. In person, I would often say, okay, raise your hand if you've ever been in a situation where, and people do that, right? And if they're, if they're not paying attention, they're gonna pay attention. So I'm gonna do this. Raise your hand if you have done any evaluation planning online using Zoom. So using the reaction button, give me the thumbs up if you've ever done evaluation planning online using Zoom. All right, so great. We've got Vicky and Cara, and I really want to say this name correctly. Is it Shgof? I would love a pronunciation if you could give it to me. And we've got great. Okay, so a few of you. So that using reactions is a very, very easy way to just get people involved. And then also the chat. I will often say, okay, everybody, tell me about what is your most favorite place to work during COVID. So in your house or in your office or wherever, where's your most favorite place to work during COVID? So go ahead and type your answer into the chat right now for me. So Laura, where at home? Whereabouts? What's your favorite room? Santi, where? Ah, okay. So Anila,
in the office.
In the office. Okay, great. Yeah. And Anila likes the coffee shop. Santi's, in your bedroom. Okay. Cara, no laundry, right? Cozy bedroom office. Okay, great. So that's one way that you can do it. And so do you notice that I tend to kind of read out people's names as well? Sarah likes to work at home. And that is one way to just keep things engaging because I'm using people's names. And when you use people's names in a webinar, they're less likely to wander off and do other things because they know that I'm there and I'm interacting with you. Tamiso likes the garden. If the birds behave, God, I want to live where you are. So that's one way that you can do it. The second way is, let me do this again. When COVID is over and you are able to travel, where is the first place you're going to travel? But take a second, don't put it into the chat yet. Wait for me to give you the say so. Just think about where is the first place that you're going to travel when you get a chance. And okay, type it. You can type it into the chat, but don't press send. So thinking about where's the first place you're going to travel after COVID, type your answer into the chat, but don't press send. Okay, and now everybody can go ahead and press send. Holy smokes, wow, look at this. Okay, that's great. So there's a difference between the two. One is called just getting people to put it in the chat. The other one is called flooding the chat. And the reason why you would use it the second time is the first way that I did it, it favors the people who can think fast and type fast. Whereas the second one, you actually tend to give people like a minute. I'm going to give you a minute to think about this answer, to think about this question, type your thing. And then they don't kind of end up at the bottom. Everybody has a chance to think, type it in, slow finger typers. It's kind of an equity issue, right? So great. Okay. So that's using the chat. So brainstorming, you can use it for online brainstorming in lots of different ways. So polls, who's used polls before? Who's actually set up a poll? Show me with the reactions button if you set up a poll. Tamiso's used one, Anila has done it, Sarah. Okay, not many of you. So polls, I didn't do a poll today because when I log in on my as a participant on my mobile, it disables the polling function, which is a bit of a problem with Zoom. But Lebo's done a poll, great. But the way that you do a poll, the easiest way to do it is in the back end of Zoom when you're setting up a meeting and you set the date and the schedule and all of that. And then you do it. It says edit this meeting. You can go in and at the bottom, I'll show you in a second, it gives you an option to establish a poll. And so doing a poll, you want to put in the title for the poll. That's not the question, but it might be poll number 1 or morning poll or something like that. Then you type your question and then your different answers. But you can also create a poll on the fly in the middle of a webinar. If you wanted to do, what do we call it? A straw poll, right? If you wanted to quickly get the consensus of the group. So if you click on polling, and you won't have this right now in your menu bar because you're not a host, but if you're a host or a co-host, you click on polling, this will come up and any previous polls that you've established will show up, but you can click here on edit and that will automatically bring you into the back end of Zoom on your web browser where all your settings are and everything. And that will allow you to add a new poll and to set up a new one. So again, not something to, something that to practice with. And one of the things that I would suggest is after this session, it would be great if you guys could link up in 2s or 3s or find 2 or 3 colleagues. And I have this Zoom checklist for you. Sit down with the checklist and everybody can practice being the co-host and the host and a participant and practice going through some of these things. If you're not super comfortable doing polls, I wouldn't do one on the fly. I would just do the reactions. It's just a way easier to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a question.
Yeah.
Is there a way? So I ran a poll, and in the third question, I had to list countries, and I had forgotten one country.
Oh.
Now, what would have been the quickest way? Because I then ended up having to stop the poll, go to the question, edit it, and then relaunch the poll. Or was there a way while it was active to actually edit that question or edit the answers?
I think you did it the only way possible. Yeah.
Oh, so you have to actually stop the poll, edit the questions, and then launch. So once you've launched the poll, all those questions in one go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you did the right thing. And those kind of things can really throw you and really kind of fluster you, when you're doing these kind of Zoom things. And I'm going to talk about this later on. And those are those just like, just got to take a breather and like, sorry, folks, I've got to fix this poll. But remember that nobody's going to dislike you for giving them a 5-minute breather on Zoom. So if you need to pause and fix something, it's not like people are going to be upset with you at all. They're going to be like, oh, okay, a little break. So something to keep in mind.